together. You paying for exercise class. Woohoo! All right, I'm going to push back here. We're going to get moving. First of all, we're going to establish a nice tall seated position in the chair. Go ahead and wrap your clavicle. Hello, Francine. And put your hand back down on your top of your knee now. Take that hot spot you created and tilt it up towards the ceiling a little bit, and with your upper arm and shoulders, draw your hands back to you. Big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Turn your head gently to the right, all the way towards the end of the range of motion there, and then release. Come back on a swivel all the way back across to the left. And bring it back to center. And big breath in. And exhale through the mouth. Gently tilt your head. Tilt your right ear to your right shoulder. And bring it back up to center. And go ahead and tilt your left ear to your left shoulder. And back up to center. And hands down, big snow angels, up and back. Now, it is the 10:30 Los Angeles time energetic exercise class. For those of you that are new, I'm offering 3 different classes during the week. We've got this one, which is pretty tough. We do half in the chair and half standing. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I say we get up to at least an 8.5. We might even push a 9. So just a heads up, we're going to be working hard. We do a nice, easy warm-up to get the body ready. And then we push down on that gas pedal. So this is the energetic class. A couple more of these. Up and down. And we're moving slow, so we have the ability to think about a lot of stuff. And what I want you to be thinking about in terms of emphasis is large, broad, sweeping. Get the legs out, get the arms up. At 12 p.m. Pacific time, after this class on Mondays and Fridays, I offer a chair or a more gentle exercise class from 12 to 1. That'll be today. You're welcome to come back to that if you like. Bigger movement. And I've just started a boxing class on Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. So keep moving, guys. Sweep them up and bring them down. 3 more. 1 and down. And 2 and down. Last one. 3 and down. Show me 5. Press that hand, showing the person across the counter you'll be having 5 scoops of ice cream. Come back together, tap your fingertips twice, and again press forward with the left hand. Stretching back with the opposite hand, telling that person standing in line 6 feet behind you that you'll be having 5 scoops of ice cream. You attended Patrick's class and you've earned it. Really stretch and reach. Tapping the fingertips twice, opening the hands up wide. You can kind of see if you kind of just reach forward with a passive hand, and then you try reaching forward with an active hand, you will feel a lot more muscles in the arms kind of turning on here. Hello, Janice. Tap them twice, press forward, reach, really stretch. Couple more, and then we're going to toss some leaves. Like I said, we usually use hand weights, exercise tubing, a ball, and a towel. Today, we're just going to be using the towel and the ball to get the work on. We'll do one more here. Tap them twice. And sitting tall in the chair, reach down to the right where there's a huge pile of leaves. Grab a fistful in each hand and throw them up and across. As you reach down, hinge from the hip. Don't slump from the spine to the back. Open the hands up. Imagine grabbing 2 huge fistful of leaves and throw them up and across onto your neighbor's lawn. Good. Keep moving. 2 more. 1 And 2, reach down to the right, or excuse me, the left side now, and throw the leaves up and across to the right on your other neighbor's lawn. Yep, I can hear my girls yelling outside that door. Maybe I'll bring them in at the end if they're up here and they can say hello. Kate and May, or as I call them, catastrophe and mayhem. 2 more, up and across, 1, up and across, 2, and now let's alternate. Down to the right, up to the left, down to the left, and up to the right. Keep moving, my friends. Here we go. Keep the air flowing. Hinge way down. Let's add a little more speed to this. Don't compromise the movement, but give me just a little more pace here. Turning the chest. Breathe. And let's do 3 more. 1, and 2, and 3, and rest. Big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, speaking of May and Kate, we're going to do May's stretch. I had my daughter May, who is now 5.5, was on the table at 6 months, and she's moving around like babies do. And I grabbed my camera because I noticed something. And what she was doing was the beginning of a gait pattern. So this little routine here was inspired by her movement. Now it's easy to cheat on this, so I want you to commit to the instructions here. You're going to sit up nice and tall in that chair. Recall that clavicle wrap that we did here. Tilt that up towards the sky. Big breath in and exhale. Now here's the part. Grab your right hand and bring it up overhead with your palm facing the screen, and bring your left hand down beside you. Now pull the backs of your hands so they're behind you. You should feel a significant amount of contraction there in the back muscles. Go ahead and lift the left leg up 2 inches and press the right foot firmly into the floor. Big breath in. Exhale and release. Bring your fingertips together, tap them twice, and reverse the setup. Right hand down, left hand up high, pulling the hands behind you and lifting that right leg up. Press the left foot into the floor. Breathe, pull, 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 and release. Tap your fingertips twice. Lower your hands. Bring your arms out to the side. Wrap the back of your knuckles there, touching each other. Watch me, guys. I see a little of this. Go to this. Yes, beautiful. Release. Hands down, hinge forward from the hip, palms up, and sit up briskly into the no money stretch. Okay, so far by now you should feel quite a bit of activation there in your back. We're going to go through this again, and your core muscles are turned on. Right hand up, left hand down. Pull, raise that left leg, and release. Tap them twice and switch. Pressing the left foot back into the floor. The right leg up, release, tap them twice down and out, directly sweeping out to the side, back of the knuckles, and release, hinge forward from the hip, palms up, no money. Okay, we're going to mobilize through this without the pauses now. Right hand up, left hand down, pull, press, tap them twice, pull, press, down, tap them twice and out. Breathe. Wrap those knuckles. Hinge forward at the hip, palms up. Again, right hand up, left hand down. Pull. Tap them twice. Pull. Tap them down and out. Breathe together. Hinge from the hip and no money. And one more. Right hand up, left hand down. Pull. Tap them twice, pull. And tap them twice down and out. And hinge forward at the hip, palms up and hold. Okay, so this we have constructed the ground zero position I talked about, which is the area between your shoulder blades. I want to take just a second here and just ask you to observe how your chest and your arms and your shoulder blades feel. Inhale, go ahead and lower your hands back down to the tops of your knees. in through the nose, out through the mouth. Ease your handbags towards you a little bit with your upper arms and sit up even a little taller. The most important part of your body if you have Parkinson's, I argue, is the area between your shoulder blades. It's very hard for us as humans to get in touch with that area, so we need to try to figure out ways to do so. So, feel your shoulder blades, shake your arms out a little bit, and tuck your shoulder blades down to your back pockets. Big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. It's not a bad idea, Ross. Let's go ahead and grab a hit of water before we move on. All right. We are going to go to our towel to kind of button up what I was just discussing, the ground zero position. Parkinson's can affect parts of the body that, as humans, they're kind of difficult for us to be aware of or develop a feeling for. Our internal structures like our spine, our posterior structures, the area between your shoulder blades. It's important to be able to maintain those areas because Parkinson's can draw us closed forward, tight muscles in the front, and weak, stretched out muscles in the back. So we want to maintain that ground zero position. And this is a drill that's going to help us develop a deeper understanding kinesthetically of that position. So go ahead and take the towel, and I'm going to hold it so my hands are slightly wider than shoulder width. You can use a tubing too if you like. Pull the towel against your chest and pull it apart a little bit. Now bend it a little bit. Yeah, Tom's got his brain and body bar. That works good too. So as you bend it, you're going to feel the muscles behind your shoulder there fire up. That's the first glimpse of the location we're going to be addressing and creating. What we're going to do is we're going to lean forward and press the towel forward and then pull straight back to ground zero. And we're going to press straight up overhead and pull straight down past your nose, tucking your shoulder blades into your back pocket. Press forward, pull back, press upward, and pull down. And as we move through this plane of motion, feel the way your shoulder blades are functioning. They're moving out and away, and then they're pulling back down, rotating back down towards the center there. And the muscles that are doing it are all part of that ground zero position. So if we can learn to kind of feel that posterior structure there and operate through the day from that, we're going to have a better chance of success at maintaining a good posture. Up and down, forward and back. And pause at ground zero. Press up to the right, rotating out to the right. Pull right back down. And up to the left. And again, pull right back down. Back and forth. And down, out, and back. And let's add some lower body into this. So stretch that opposite leg out so it acts as a counterweight to allow you to really engage that core and lean out over the side of the chair. Up and back. Let's do one more on each side. Again, returning to precisely ground zero. And let's go back to the first one, but let's add some lower body. Legs come out and in, up and down. And press forward, pull back, press up, and pull down. We're going to be building a little routine here. So we're going to put these movements into a series. Forward, see how that works out. Up and down. One more. Forward and back, up and down, and pause here. Again, pull, bend, then relax. Open your hands up, let the towel fall to your lap there. Lower your hands and just observe again the chest. Look at that nice broad open chest you've created. Your arms are back, your shoulder blades are down and in. This whole structure here, the shoulder and chest and back structure, is in a really good position for your upper body posture. Okay, it's time to turn the heat on a little bit. Like I said, we're going to do a little routine here. We're going to reach up to the side, pull it back down to ground zero, up to the other side, pull it back, and then we're going to press forward, back and up, and then back to the side, kick, to the side, kick, forward and back and up and down. So as I like to say, we want to move with understanding, specificity, and intention. We understand the instructions. We're going to try to execute them as specifically as possible. with mindfulness and intention. Understanding, specificity, and intention. And I'm going to add something to that. Speed. All right, let's pick it up. Woo! Hustle the body. And side, side, and forward, and back, up and down, and back. Keep moving. Good. Okay, this movement and this movement is a little bit tough to add more speed to if you're doing it properly. So we're going to pull them out, and we're just pressing up to the right, pull down, up to the left, back and forth. Here we go. Hustle it, guys. And as you press up and add speed, don't compromise the movement, and make sure between every repetition you're pulling back down to ground zero. 10, 9, faster, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, move those arms, get that lean going, 3, 2, 1, and time. Pull back to ground zero, pull it apart, bend it, big breath in. Go ahead, drop the towel and lower the hands, and again, take a moment just to feel that structure that we've created, that position, that posture of the shoulders and the chest and the back. Chin is level. Tilt that clavicle up a little bit. Lower your hands. Big breath in. And exhale. Let's stay with the towel and keep the energy up here. Grab the towel back in your hands, and we're going to hop into our kayak, and we're going to chop to the right and to the left. Now, I talk about that ground zero position, understanding it and maintaining it when it's appropriate, but it's okay. We can't maintain that position 100% of the time throughout the day, and that's fine. For instance, there's no ground zero position in this, really. Our shoulders and core are working in a safe manner to work on the flexibility and the strength, range of motion, and that's fine. We just want to be aware of that ground zero position, so we return to it when the opportunity provides itself, and pick it up. We hear some splashing behind us, and there he is, the 14-foot crocodile. Let's go. Kick it out. Not going to get me this time. Faster. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to ground zero. Pull it and bend it. Big breath in. Exhale. Hop back into the kayak. Another interval. 10 seconds. Go. 9, 8, 7. Move it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit up tall. Pull it back to ground zero. Bend it. Big breath in. Exhale. Last 10-second interval. Back into the kayak. Hit it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Back to ground zero. Pull it and bend it. Big breath in. Exhale. Drop the towel. Lower your hands to the tops of your knees. Tilt that clavicle up. And again, just feel the way the body feels in this strong position. We want to maintain our posture throughout the day. Very, very important. We want to practice it. But in order to practice it, we got to understand it, right? Okay, let's go ahead and grab the ball. Grab a hit of water too. All right. So I encourage you guys to, after class, put the ball somewhere where you will see it before our next class. And just every once in a while, grab the ball and toss it like this. There's so much valuable stuff that's going on in this simple little game of catch you're playing with yourself. You got muscle force regulation, you got to control a nice toss, and you can kind of perceive when you throw it where that ball is going to end up and where it's going to go. That's a pretty nice, subtle, fine motor sensory thing going on there. The other thing you're doing by tossing it back and forth is working hand-eye coordination, especially if you are watching the ball as you should be with your eyes, watching it fall directly into the hands. There's also the sense of touch. If you take the ball and move it behind your back one way and then switch the other way, you can feel there's that tactile sense, right? That's working alongside fine motor as well to help us catch that ball, the sense of touch. Okay, toss it back and forth a little bit more. So we talk a lot about gait and walking in this class. Parkinson's makes things we learn to do without being taught difficult, as does age-related factors. So we're going to practice how we walk. Raise your right hand up, reach back with your left hand, raise that left leg up. When I say go, we're going to drop them and switch and keep it going. Go. There you go. Now we're swinging forward, but as we're moving through this, I want you to call your attention to the downward throw of the arm. I talked about it swinging forward and throwing down. Throw that arm down and back behind you. Get the swing big. The actual coordination of this movement is primarily, I would say, coming maybe from the subtle movement of your core, propelling these arms that are nice and loose, swinging back and forth. Good work. I love it. Even larger. So we need to be able to make this movement here active. We need to be able to coordinate it. Good, Elka. Are you getting it? You're getting better every time. Come on. All right. So with the ball in the right hand, we're going to make a throwing motion as we lift our reciprocal leg. Pass it across to the left hand. Make a throwing motion. Lifting the opposite leg of the one that is throwing the ball. And let's make this movement large. Again, like we're throwing from right field to home plate. Keep moving. So the brain now is sending signals to the reciprocal limbs, which hopefully will translate into our ability to create a healthier, larger, broader arm swing when we walk. 2 more. 1, 2. Put the ball in the right hand, kick it out to the side, and left hand out to the side. I don't know if you guys can hear my girls. They're right outside my door here. Reach and lean and stretch. There's cat torture going on outside this door here. Olivia is being accosted by my girls. Keep reaching. So we're activating the reciprocal limbs and stretch. Feel the weight of your leg that's reaching out become a counterweight or a counterbalance so you can lean even further out over the edge of the side, and then feel your core engaged to support you. So the first one was forward throw, second one out to the side. The third is going to be a symmetrical movement. Put the ball in both hands, stretch up overhead, pull back down, press straight forward, and pull back in. So it's press up, pull down, press forward, and pull back. Here we go. Up, down, forward, back. So in a minute here, we're going to put these movements into a routine, 3 movements, and we're going to add some speed to it. So for right now, I just want you to think of creating and establishing the movement pattern. And then when we add speed to it, add the speed, but don't change the movement. Don't compromise or shorten up the moves. Here we go. 1 more. Up and down, forward and back. Put the ball in the right hand, throwing motion. Switch it up. Out to the side, leaning to the side. And now up and back down, forward and back. Again, forward to the side, adding a little bit of speed here. I would say this would equate to a fast jog, maybe. Side, side, up, down. Okay, let's get it into a run. Running now. Side, side, throw them up. And faster. Side. Keep it going. In a moment here, we're going to do a sprint with it. And we're going to do a full 6 repetitions. I want everyone to give me 6. Go as fast as you can. If you can't keep up with me, that's fine. When I stop, I'm going to wait for everyone to finish. One more and then we sprint. Big moves, guys. Tilt it. And on your marks, get set, go! As fast as you can. There's my 1. There's my 2. Come on, guys. Don't shorten them up. As fast as you can. There's my 3. And that's 4. Come on. 5. Shoot. I think this is either 5 or 6. All right, I'm doing one more. Don't give me grief, Mike. Good. When you're done, sit up nice and tall. When you've got your 6 done, beautiful, beautiful. Good, Karen. Raise that right hand up. Left hand back. Raise that left knee up. Drop them and switch. See if we can kind of marry that drill to the action of walking. Pick the knees up higher. Good. Swing the arms broader. Absurdly large. Make it look ridiculous. There's no one around. And rest. Okay, let's stay with the ball. I want to work on gait and balance today. Take a hit of water again. We're halfway through the class, so we're going to be getting up out of the chair here. So I have a YouTube channel. For those of you that are new, just search either my name or SmartXPD. I've got about 80 videos up there free. And a lot of them have the techniques, many of the techniques that we discuss in this class. In particular, the one we're going to use right now, the and up, how to get up out of a chair if you have Parkinson's or if you're a senior. And the people that practice this report back often that they're able to get off of that low, in one case, low toilet, or that low chair, soft chair that they couldn't get out of the day before. So practicing this simple technique really helps. Okay, so here we go, and up. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine gross motor, which is the sit to stand, with fine motor, with the toss and catch. And then we're going to come back down to the chair. So we're going to do a sit to stand. Once standing, we're going to toss it a couple times and bring it right back down to the chair and do it again. All right, get ready for the and up. Go. And up. Toss it once, toss it twice. No right or wrong way to toss it. And up again. Try to do it different every time though. Underhand catch, overhand catch, single arm catch. And back down. Get creative with it. Don't plan it. Just toss it and see what happens. And I'm throwing myself forward. That's the primary component to this and up technique. Leaning back in, vigorously throwing yourself forward. Allows you to get some momentum to come up out of that chair. You can imagine, a little tip here, imagine trying to plant your face onto the ground. You'll never do it. Your body won't let you do it. You'll protect yourself from that, but that will create that wonderful forward momentum that facilitates the getting out of a low chair. Toss it and toss it. We'll do 3 more. Keep the air flowing. Bam. 1. Back down. And 2. And 1 more time. And up 3. And take it back down to the chair. Okay, we're going to do 1 more. We're going to come up out of the chair. We're going to come down on an 8 count. As we come down slowly, I want you to toss the ball back and forth. You can bounce it on the floor. Just move around with it. So come on up out of the chair. And bring yourself back down to the chair on an 8 count. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, and up. 8, 7, 6. Get creative with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, and up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Good, Ross. 3, 2, 1, and down. Okay, great work, guys. Let's go back to the towel and come up out of the chair. All right. Let me see if I can get the girls to go downstairs. Hey, Kate May, you're making too much noise up here. Go downstairs. I know. Just do it. Is
that cat still alive?
Yeah, I don't know. They said, Mommy said it's okay. So Mommy's downstairs working, sending them up here, and I'm up here sending them back down there. Oh my gosh. Something tells me I'm the one that's going to get in trouble here. Okay, so with the towel in slightly wider than shoulder width, we're going to step forward and chop down past that right knee. So step forward and give me a step forward lunge and turn it. I talk a lot, and let me keep moving. I'm going to tilt this camera up a little bit. I talk a lot about the way we move as a society, individuals in the society today. We've created an environment for ourselves that's very easy to get around in. Our steps are all 8 inches. Our surfaces are primarily flat and smooth, but they can tend to dull the senses of the human body. So I want to do actions and movements that harken back to what we did when we were hunting and gathering and providing for our families, like chops, chopping wood, like lifts, pressing a log up into a support for your roof, pulls, all these things that are really healthy for the shoulder and the spine, movements that we've kind of gotten away from. Movements that can rehabilitate and strengthen and restore. And here is what you'd call a row or a chop as we're stepping forward and bending that front leg up and overhead and then back down. Let's do 3 more. 1 and 2 and 3. And bring the towel up to your chest. Press the arms up on a diagonal as you step out the opposite direction. Back and forth. And bend the stance leg and reach out far with that reaching leg. And let's add some speed. Breathe. Good. Back and forth. 3, 2, 1. Step forward and chop again. And add more speed to this as well. Getting our cardiovascular today. Guaranteed. And this is working balance too. Brain-body control. Balance, stability, strength, cardiovascular. We're hitting it all. Whew, breathe. Flexibility. Up and overhead. If you need to take a break, go ahead and take a rest and then join us when you're ready. But I want to push you. We're working hard today. 2 more. 1 and 2. And back to the chest. Reach out and press. And we're running now, guys. Back and forth. Hit it up. Whew. Step and lean. Focus on the transfer or the transition as one foot gets down on the ground and the other one kicks out to the side. Try to make that transition real quick. Quick feet. We want quick feet. 3, 2, 1. Time. Step forward and chop. Come on. Keep it working. Woo! Okay. Arms up and overhead. We want body speed. Don't worry about repetition speed. Body speed. Your legs are probably burning now. All right, 10 seconds. Come on, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up to ground zero. Last 10 seconds. Then we rest. Keep moving. 8, 7, 6. Quick transition. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Whew. Oh my goodness. Breathe. Take the towel, put it behind you. We're going to do a little stretch here with your palms faced forward. Spread your feet out. Push your hips back and raise the towel up behind you. Breathe. And stand up. Arch back. And reach back behind you. And up. Come on out of there. Just for a minute, shake your feet out. And then bring them back. Out apart. And one last time. Get that towel up, way up high behind you. I can see some of you working up a sweat. Nice. All right. Bring it back around. Grab a hit of water, guys. But keep the towel. We're going to do some strength training for the full body. And it's going to be a squat that has some rotation to it. So it's going to involve balance as well. You can use tubing with this. It's going to be a little disorienting without having that fixed placement for the arms that a towel provides. And you can also use your brain and body bar if you have one of those for that. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you we're looking at this, and I'm going to turn to the side and show you it as well. What we're going to do is we're going to set ourselves up for a squat. So a nice wide base. Your feet can kind of point out just a little bit. And in the squat, you're going to lower your hips down, pushing your hips back, coming down. So you notice when I do this squat, my knees are not fading forward. And I talk about as humans, our eyes are on the front of our head, and we're drawn naturally to this forward plane. But I want you to push your butt back for that. Now, the rotation part is going to be from the arms and the spine. I'm going to hold the towel here so it is perpendicular to the screen. And I'm going to push my hips back, which is going to cause the towel to lower down to about my knees, or maybe a little lower. As I stand up, I'm going to sweep up on a diagonal across, so the towel is now up overhead on the other side, and again, perpendicular to the screen. And I want the movement and the squat to synchronize together. So as I'm coming back down, I'm lowering the towel back down. And as I'm standing up, I'm sweeping up on a diagonal across to the other side. Another really great movement, a body pattern that you might perform if you were, for instance, building an igloo. Maybe you'd reach down here, grab a big cube, and bring it up over here and set it up in the top. Another restorative, evolutionary movement. I've kind of come up with that term. I don't know if anybody else is using it, but an evolutionary movement. Movements that we performed as humans as we developed. Let's do one more. Up. And now just simply lower the arms down here to the left side. Bring yourself down and then sweep up and across. The nice thing about this little body pattern here is it actually backs up very well to the opposite side. So you'll see here, it's kind of a similar movement to the throwing of the leaves, right? The lower you go, the more challenging it is for the lower body. You can get down real low if you want. And then if you get tired, just shorten the movement. I'll allow you that discretion. Down and up and across. So this is so great for our hip strength. And the hips, really, for fall avoidance, we really want to address that. Let's do 2 more. Here's 1. And down, and here's 2. And now let's lower it down to the right, up and across to the left, down to the left, up and across to the right. And for this pattern, you can actually synchronize the body and the lowering of the towel as well. Similar to a golf swing in some ways, I suppose. It's complex. There are all different planes of movement, right? And it's really 360. And let's add a little speed to this now, put a little jump to it. Are you kidding me? Look at that. Beautiful. Wow. It's like a dance. Let's do 10 seconds. So we'll take a rest after this. No reason to hold it back. Leave it all here. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Step out of that. Walk around. Big breath in. And as we're moving here, letting our heart rate come down a little bit, our breathing slow, just keep stepping around. Single leg balance and land. Single leg balance and land and breathe. Let's put the towel down. Let's grab a sip of water and get your ball. Woo! Okay, so we talked about walking. We did a drill in the chair that helped us construct the body's gait pattern when we held it up and switched. You can do that standing as well. Raise that right hand up, reach back with the left, go ahead and lift the leg up and then drop it and get that gait pattern going. And as you're looking forward at your devices, whatever they are, iPads or laptops or phones, use your peripheral vision just to observe and take note of the right hand left leg, left hand right leg. You'll get a little glimpse as that knee comes up. The timing of the upper body and lower body is the same. Whoop. Just know that. They're not separate rhythms. The cadence is identical. And you might notice a little bit of weight shifting here. For those of you that were here before doing the swamp walk, which puts a magnifying glass on that weight shift. Go ahead and feel the arms swinging and feel that weight shift going back and forth. Get the arm swinging from the shoulder joint. I like to actually maintain a 90-degree bend in my elbow. So if you look at my elbow, I'm not opening it up like this. I was kind of doing that before, but I reminded myself that I actually like just swinging from the shoulder joint. And we're marching. We'll pick up the pace here just a little bit. And we're going to do a modified drill of the chair throwing motion drill. So with the ball in the right hand, we're going to throw with the right hand as we step forward with the left, throw with the other side forward. We're a little short on time, so I'm going to do 3 movements here, but I'm not going to spend too much time on each because I want to eventually put them in series, and I want to get some sprints in before we end this class. You guys are doing great. Who would have thought you could do so much with a simple towel and a ball? So this first movement is throwing forward, stepping with the opposite leg here, right? The brain is sending signals because to those opposite sides. Upper body, lower body. One more on each side here. With the ball in the right hand, you're going to throw it upwards as you step backwards with the opposite leg. Yes. Very good. Stretch up and reach that hand up as high as you can, as if you're trying to screw in a light bulb that's way up there. Good. So this is movement 2. Movement 1 was step forward, movement 2, step backwards. Movement 3 is going to be a side step with the reciprocal limb, bending the knee and reaching. Good work, guys. Now, if you wanted to slow it down, a little hand-eye coordination, to instead of handing the ball off, you can actually toss it between each step to add a little fine motor. And again, we're coordinating a reciprocal body pattern, which is what we use when we walk. And we're going to put them in series here, one more on each side. Okay, we'll take it slow, but we're going to add some speed to this. Right hand, left leg, stepping forward. Switch that. Now, right hand, left leg steps backwards as the arm goes upward, and then out to the side and out to the side. Again, forward, forward, backwards, and out to the side. Pick it up and forward, backward, out to the side. Movements bigger, bigger. Here we go. Out to the side. One more, and then we're going to sprint it. And we're going to do 6 times around. Side. Okay, as fast as you can muster. Here we go. Hustle it. Body speed, don't worry about repetition. Speed. And forward. This is my 3. I want a full 6 from each of you. Here's my 4. Whew. Push it. 5. This is footwork as well. Foot speed. Last one for me. After you finish your 6, go ahead and march, but toss the ball back and forth so I can see when we're all done. Try to marry that drill to the way we march. March with me, tossing the ball. Then toss the ball back to your dominant hand, whether that's the left or the right, into a light jog. 10 seconds of sprinting. You can also substitute the swamp walk for the sprint. If this becomes too difficult, full 10 seconds, ready, and hit it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow motion throwing drill. Breathe. Backwards, out to the side. Listen to your body. Feel the foot land. Feel the arm stretch. Again, forward. Backward. To the side. And one more. Backward. Out to the side. And marching in place. Tossing the ball. March yourself to the right and march yourself back across to the left and back to your start point with the ball in your dominant hand. Break it into a jog, and we're going to do our last 10-second sprint. I want time for a nice cool down and stretch. So this is our last little bit of hard work here, guys. Again, you can substitute the swamp walk, but I want a full 10 seconds if you can do it. Ready, and go. 10, 9, pump those arms. 8, 7, good, Paul. Stick with it. 6, 5, 4, good, Greg. 3, good, Nancy. 2, good, Lois. Stay with it. 3, 2, 1, time. Whoo! Oh my gosh. Yeah. Put the ball down. Put your hands together. Look at Bauer. He's still going. Good. Good job, everybody. Wonderful work. Now don't stop. Keep breathing in through the nose, Out through the mouth. And again, when I bring your heart rate down and I'm telling you to step and move, it's also a little balance and coordination drill because I want you to get creative with the way you step. You imagine that you have paint on the bottom of your shoe and you're trying to paint this whole area white or whatever color it is. And you want to step behind midline. You want to step across midline. We want to step side by side. So the great thing about that is we're doing a slow, gradual cool down of our respiration and our circulation, but we're practicing balance. And we're practicing that brain-body connection. We're having to think, how else can I move the foot? What else can I do? Oh, you know, I could do toe to toe, toe to heel, right? Forward and backward. Hold yourself up in that no money stance. Spread your feet out. Arch back a little bit. Lean up towards the sky. Breathe. Press the arms out and then draw them back in towards your sides. Gently, not squeezing, just resting them there about your side there. That's where they should be. A common mistake, again, is to bring your arms out, but I'm doing that because I want to bring you out of position. And one more time back into position, keeping your arms, pointing your thumbs behind you as far as you can. You'll reach that little end of range of motion there, and it's kind of a hard stop, right? You get there and there's not much more you can do. Come out of it, rest. And before we go back to the chair, let's kind of sort our feet out so they're, don't look down, slightly wider than hip width and pointed straight ahead on each side. Then when you got it, go down and check. I'm a little bit off this way. Nobody's 100% perfect on those. Don't worry about it. Relax your arms, knees relaxed, hips level. Recall that clavicle area, right? Tilt that up. Pull your shoulder blades together and down between you. Ears opposite your shoulders. Chin level. We're going to take a big breath in through the nose, and on exhalation, we're going to take a hitch off. And relax. And just keep yourself kind of in that same position, but take the snap at attention soldier element to it out of it. And just observe the way your chest feels in that ground zero position. How that core is much more placed, how the vertebrae are stacked with that nice S curve. And then step out of it. And let's go ahead and grab our chairs and take a seat. So that little posture alignment thing we did is something that I encourage you to practice every day. Make setting that posture when you think of it, when it occurs to you, making that a habit. It only stands to reason that if you're standing taller and carrying yourself in a better position, that your posture is going to over time improve. It's not going to go the other direction because you're working on something quietly throughout the day, right? Go ahead and stretch your right leg out. Lean forward, stretching the hamstring. You can reach down for your toe if you like. My first boxing instructor used to say, always be working on something, which I thought was actually a really good concept. A simple one that can make a big difference. You know, because I could go to the gym, get my heart rate up, jump rope, throw punches at a bag, do my workout, and never once think about what I'm doing. So I took that advice. Let's go ahead and switch. And I always try to be working on something that I can verbalize, that I can identify. You know, maybe I'm just working on the jab, but I'm thinking about it and I'm working on something. I'm throwing other stuff. I'm doing body movement. I'm doing everything else, but I'm working on the jab. When we go for an element for those of you that don't, an example for some of those of you that don't box, go ahead and kick that left leg out. Bring that left hand out to the side with the thumb down, and let's sweep, tracing the tracing the edge of a crescent moon. An example might be if you go for your daily walks, maybe you're working on the arm swing. Maybe you're working on experiencing that weight shift that we talk about. You know, if you think of footprints in the sand, they're not a consistent hip width apart if you measure their width. They're much closer to almost being in a straight line because that's the way we walk, the weight shift. You know, sometimes we think that our hips are striding forward, and when that lands, if I were to trace the footsteps, they would be hip width from where I'm standing, but they're not. Let's do one more and pause. Because as your leg swings forward, before it lands, you're continually, hold it up here and press away. You're continually weight shifting towards the leg that is on the ground. Let's switch it up. Kind of an interesting thing here. I actually had to look into that. Bring your right leg out, right hand down, and sweep. I developed and patented an accessory for a walker that creates an audio cue and a sound cue for each limb. And it greatly increases amplitude of movement and eliminates, to a huge extent, freezing. But when I was putting it together, I had to figure out how close to put the targets for the shin, basically. It's a little light for each side. I'll show it to you guys sometime if you're interested. And one more, sweep it down and hold it and press away. So your average gait is between 4 and 6 inches. So I have them only about 4 inches apart, and it works in terms of the placement and the way we walk. Bring it back. Are we doing on time? Very good. Big breath in and exhale. Feel that clavicle. Raise that up. So for those of you that have been doing this, yeah, Vince, I see Vince tapping. You can tap, but pretty soon you're not going to need that tap anymore, and you're just going to be able to have that brain know right here and then tilt that up. Thus, hence, begins the learning and the improvement. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to invite you guys to take yourselves off mute. Put your hands together. Let me see them and let me hear them. All right. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Here. So let's see. I'll hang out here if anybody has a comment or a question. I'll hang out for a couple minutes, and then I'm going to get ready for my other class.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you. You are welcome, guys.
Do we need the girls?
Oh, yeah, let me grab the girls, see if they're out here. Hey, Kate and May, get in here. Kate and May, come in here. Come on. Oh, you're welcome. Get over here for a second. Some people want to say hello.
Thank you, Patrick.
Okay, you're welcome.
Hello.
Say hello. Look at all those friends. There's Marty. There's Barbara. Oh, yeah. This one. Who's Kate and who's May? Raise your hand, May. Raise your hand, Kate. Good. And what's my name?
Patrick!
Well, what are you even teasing me and calling me?
Grandpa!
Grandpa! Get out of here. Grandpa and Grandma.
Grandpa!